Ever get that feeling? Your amazing new phone does all this AI stuff, but
Yeah.
the battery life, still a struggle to make it through the day.
Oh, definitely. It's a common frustration.
And it's weird because the processing power is just leaping ahead, right? Moore's law keeps going.
But battery tech, it's been lagging. Seriously lagging.
That's what we call the power gap. It's this hidden brake on everything. Phones, sure, but even EVs are limited by range, not really their smarts.
Yeah, it holds back so much potential.
So that brings us to Enovix, ENVX. And the thing is, they're not just tinkering with chemicals. They're trying to fundamentally re-engineer the battery itself.
That's the key difference. We're talking advanced silicon anodes, lithium-ion, but built on this proprietary 3D cell architecture they've developed.
Their whole mission is basically powering the future with these new batteries.
Right. And today we're doing a deep dive. We want to give you a really balanced look at Enovix, understand why it's such a compelling story, but also, why it's pretty high stakes.
Okay, let's unpack this then. The old way of making batteries for like a century was this jelly roll method. What exactly was wrong with that?
Well, think about rolling up sheets of paper. You inevitably get wasted space, right? Especially at the core and edges.
Okay.
In a battery, that wasted space is critical. It limits how much active material you can pack in, and it makes it really hard to use newer, potentially better materials that might behave differently.
So it's inefficient spatially.
Exactly.
Right.
Which leads us to silicon, using 100% active silicon as the anode. That's been the holy grail for ages because it holds way more energy than graphite.
Oh, there's always a but.
Oh, yeah. Silicon has these 4 killer problems. The absolute showstopper, when you charge it, pure silicon swells up massively, like 300%.
300. Wow. How do you
deal with that, right? It would just destroy the battery. And that's Enovix's big breakthrough. Their patented 3D architecture isn't just about stacking things differently. It includes this integrated, high-strength stainless steel cage, essentially. They call it a constraint system. It acts like a corset, physically holding the silicon in place and managing that massive expansion.
A corset for the battery. Okay, I get the image. So this constraint system makes 100% silicon actually usable.
That's the claim. It makes it practical.
So what does this actually mean for you listening right now? What's the payoff?
2 main things. 1, significantly more energy in the exact same size battery. Think longer phone life.
Okay, more runtime.
Or 2, the same amount of energy, but in a much smaller, lighter battery. So thinner phones, later wearables, maybe more space inside an EV for other things.
And they have specific products.
Yeah, their AI-1 platform targeting smartphones boasts over 900 watt-hours per liter. That's a big jump. And it gets to 50% charge in just 15 minutes.
Fast charging, too. What about safety? Squeezing all that energy in.
Good question. They have something called break flow technology. It essentially divides the cell into many tiny subcells, each with a built-in resistor. It's designed to prevent thermal runaway.
Okay, hundreds of tiny safety breaks. Got it. Sounds amazing on paper. But if it's so good, why aren't these batteries everywhere already?
Well, that leads us to the crucible of Fab 1, their first attempt at mass production.
Crucible sounds intense.
It nearly sank the company. The core tech worked, but the custom automated manufacturing line they built, it just didn't function reliably. And then COVID hit, locking down travel, so engineers couldn't even get there to fix it. It was a perfect storm.
Ouch. So a manufacturing nightmare.
A huge one. It forced a major pivot. New CEO, Dr. Raj Talluri, came in. He has a background in semiconductors.
Okay.
And he brought that semiconductor DNA, as they call it. Think about chip making, incredibly complex, but done with unbelievable precision and massive scale. It's about obsessive focus on manufacturing discipline, process control, yield.
So applying chip-making rigor to battery manufacturing, where are they doing that now?
That's Fab 2 in Penang, Malaysia. And the key thing there is the Gen 2 auto line. This isn't just a production line, it's the blueprint.
The blueprint, meaning?
Meaning they plan to copy exact. Once this Gen 2 line is proven and dialed in, they intend to stamp out identical copies to scale up production rapidly and reliably, just like the semiconductor industry does.
Copy exact. That's the plan for scaling. And who are they targeting first with this?
The big initial target is the smartphone market. They're aiming for a major customer launch, likely using batteries from Fab 2 sometime in late 2025.
Makes sense. But surely other companies are working on silicon anodes too. It sounds like a crowded field.
Oh, it absolutely is. You've got players like Amprius, Sila Nanotechnologies focusing on silicon, and then you have the whole next-gen solid-state battery folks like QuantumScape waiting in the wings.
So how does Enovix stand out? What's their edge, their moat?
It really comes back to that unique, patented 3D architecture. They have over 190 patents around it. It's not just the silicon material itself. It's the entire structure, the constraint system, the break flow, and this emerging manufacturing know-how based on that semiconductor discipline. That combination is their bet.
The whole package. Okay, what about the money side? All this R&D, building fabs.
Yeah.
That costs a fortune.
It does. They burn through a lot of cash for years. But recently, they've hit what they call ignition. Revenue is growing very fast, though, from a small base, obviously.
Right.
But the really critical milestone, they've achieved positive non-GAAP gross margins for 3 quarters in a row now.
Meaning they're actually making money on each battery sold before other costs.
Exactly. It suggests the manufacturing process is becoming efficient, that the Gen 2 approach might be working. They still need capital to grow, no doubt, but they have a decent balance sheet now to fund that expansion.
So progress on the financial front. But the core challenge remains execution, right?
Absolutely. That's the crux of it. The entire future of the company really hinges on executing this manufacturing ramp-up. Can they build those copy-exact lines? Can they get high yields consistently at massive volume?
Can that semiconductor DNA truly translate to battery making?
That's the multi-billion-dollar question.
So wrapping this up, what's the takeaway for you listening? Enovix, it's a story of really deep innovation, right? But also near-fatal setbacks and this strategic rebirth focused on manufacturing.
Yeah, the tech seems solid, the patents are there, customers seem interested.
But it's definitely a high-risk, high-reward situation. Very much a speculative growth play still.
No doubt. And here's maybe the final thought to leave you with. The future for Enovix is not going to be decided in the R&D lab anymore. That phase seems largely done. The real battle, the defining challenge, has moved squarely onto the factory floor. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do you believe this team, with this semiconductor focus, can actually pull off one of the toughest manufacturing ramps in the entire industry?